Nice and loud.
Okay. So, recruiting from online parties can be hard, right? And what if we heard over and over again, you have to be absolutely intentional about it. It's a proven fact in this business that when we as consultants recruit, everything about our business is more successful. So, how do you inform and invite people about the opportunity? At each party, you should be sharing the opportunity at least 3 times, minimum. 5 times is the sweet spot. Do you talk to your host before the party even begins? How about in the middle of your party? And at the end of the party? We all are superstars. Yes. So I know you all are doing this already, but if you are not sharing the business opportunity with your host before the party begins, start today. For example, you could say, you can do this too, just watch what I'm doing. Or how little I actually do, and how easy it is throughout the party. My Pampered Chef biz is changing my life. Hashtag think about it. Halfway into the party, again, in a private message to your host, you could say something like, wow, you've already reached $500 in sales and have earned this much in free products. Did you know as a consultant on my team you would make $100 from this party without ever leaving your house? Just something to think about. If their sales aren't great yet, sometimes the party sales come in at the end. Show them a picture of one of your commission checks and let them know what is possible with your business. I hope you are having fun with your party. Just wanted to remind you that the earning potential with Pampered Chef is endless. Check out my paycheck from last month. Hashtag think about it. At the end of your party, the way you would round out your total number of asks to 5 is with posts aimed towards your guests. Have your host post about the business. For example, I'm sure you can tell by now that my consultant loves her Pampered Chef business. Ask her a question about anything about becoming a consultant and earn 5 tickets to grand prize raffle. Or you can post yourself. For example, if you were to join my team, which kit would you choose? Talk about the consult special for that month. In September only, Pampered Chef is offering all new consultants the opportunity to earn our hostess new product, or hottest new product. The Quick Cooker, absolutely free. When you qualify with $1,250 in sales in your first 30 days, it's yours.
Woo!
Yeah, right? Yes. How does that sound? In the comments, tell us the first thing you would love to make in it. The following is one example of how I inform and invite my guests to learn more about the opportunity. It's a game that is simple and fun, and it's called Guess the Envelope Game, or the Paycheck Game. I treat it like any other game in my parties. For example, like the Jeopardy or the Guess How Many game. Raise your hand if you've seen this game before, or have a similar version that you use in your parties. So each envelope represents a paycheck. Guess how much each person makes each month with their Pampered Chef business. Now I do a series of 3 checks, or 3 games throughout my 7-day party and include a hint with each one. And the hint would include the person's why, which includes roughly, or how many hours they worked, a little story about them, and how long they've been with Pampered Chef. So the first one, I usually start with mine. I've only been a consultant for 6 months, so nothing to brag about my check yet. My second one, I share Steven's. And what I did was I took his introduction that he uses about for his parties. I take it and I use that as the description or the hint. And then I save the best for last, bring the big guns out for Stacy's check. So I use hers last. And I did is I stalked her, one of her YouTube videos to get her story on why she joined, how many years she's been with the company. So the only other thing different from the other games is the call to action. This is key. For example, when they're responding, let's say $3,000, this check's $6,000. And then you pick the winner, and I would post, congratulations, Jasmine, your guess was the closest without going over. What would you do with an extra $500? And I'm going to turn it over to Jen, and she is going to going over how to engage a guest that is interested in the opportunity.
All right, so we've gotten our guests interacting with us on these posts, and now we need to know how we transition that into a conversation, because when you are presenting the opportunity of the Pampered Chef business, you want it to be a conversation. You don't want to be talking at them. You want to discover from them, let them tell you why this business could change their life, because we all know it can change everyone's life. So these are a couple posts that I use in my first two pre-party days. The first one is guys, anyone doing virtual parties probably uses a post similar to this, where it just gets them asking a question. And it gives them examples of questions that they can ask. They're earning tickets into the pre-party giveaway by asking a question. And it just really gets them engaging into a post. Some people are going to be just doing it to get the tickets, which is fine. But a lot of times it just gets them thinking. And it gives us an opportunity as consultants to turn that into that conversation. And then with the apron post, I usually do that on my second day. It's basically asking them which apron fits. And you can see an example of one of mine. This was actually the host at the time. She said, she put that she's interested in the part-time. And so I just said, Heidi, this is exactly what I am. I work typically 5 hours per week on my P&C business and earn real income. It's so easy, and I run my parties from my phone. Would you like more information about becoming a part-time consultant? And she said, yes, please. So I was able to then send her a message in Messenger, and we just started a conversation. And I always start my conversations with open-ended questions. I think with her, I just said, what other questions do you have about becoming a part-time consultant? It just opens up what's on their mind. What are they thinking? What questions they have, whatever. So just a great way to open it up, let them talk. They really should be doing 90% of the conversation. You should be doing 10, just kind of getting that conversation. This is an example of actually one of my team members that did join. And this one actually came from the question post. So this was one thing I want to set with this one. I don't know if you can really see the timestamp here, but she asked the question the first day of my party, and I think it was something about how much does it cost and how do you stay active or something like that. So I answered her question on the post in the party, and then she had another question. So this was a great opportunity to just go ahead and transition that into a private message situation, because she was obviously very interested and had more questions. So on the post, I just said, hey, let me send you a private message and let's get all your questions answered. So this started day one. She actually did not sign until the last day of the party. So this was literally a week-long conversation. I was not pushy with her. All I did was simply answer her questions and really utilize the feel, felt, found. Anybody familiar with that?
Yes.
It's been around a long time.
Yes, but it works.
So, but it works.
Yeah.
So basically, she came, I don't think it's actually on here, but she came back and said, basically she had recently signed up with another direct sales company. It really wasn't for her. She has 5 kids. She's super busy. she doesn't know if she has time to actually fit something else in her life. So I just came back and I'm like, I totally understand how you're feeling. I felt the same way. I'm super busy. I work full time, 2 kids. Me and my husband own a business. So I totally get what you're going. But what I found is this business truly fit around my life. So I just kind of positioned, like acknowledged her concern, and then just kind of told her what I found and how it's been, and then I kind of let it sit. And so then she had another question, you know, so we just kind of went back and forth, and then at one point she just kind of stopped talking, and then like a couple days later she actually came back and said, so I am looking at it this more and whatever. So anyway, so my point with this one is don't think you have to like rush like getting them to sign on the dotted line, because it is about timing and it is about just letting them digest it, because it can be scary for people, and it's probably was scary for a lot of you guys. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. It's all about conversation. It's about answering their questions and getting them really to convince themselves that they need to be doing this. So yeah.
So out of all those